Manifestos often make interesting reading in themselves. There was a craze for them in the earlier part of the 20th century, and the Dadaists, the Futurists, and the Surrealists all produced amusing little tracts, often admixtures of ideology, aesthetic theory, and prankery. The trend, revived briefly in the 60s, more or less died out along with hula hoops and Marxist-Leninism in the common room. But a pair of impish Danish filmmakers, Lars von Trier and Thomas Vinterberg, resuscitated the lost art of manifesto writing in the 90s when they published the tenets of Dogme 95. In the process, they launched one of the most influential film movements to hit the art house independent film scene since the Bolex camera. Lars von Trier's The Idiots, Vinterberg's Festen, and Harmony Korine's American Dogma film Julian Donkey Boy are just some of the Dogma titles which have reaped lavish praise as well as opprobrium from the critics. Mifune is the most accessible and likable of the lot, although like every Dogma movie, director Søren Kragh Jacobsen has confessed to breaking some of the rules. For example, he uses unsourced music in the first scene where Christian, the Copenhagen yuppie forced to return to his rural home to look after his mentally handicapped brother Rude, pretends to be Toshiro Mifune in The Seventh Samurai, hence the title. And in the end, Dogma movies, like all movies made under whatever conditions, can be assigned to a genre, in this case naturalistic drama. What the directors enjoy about the experience is that it forces them to rethink the process of filmmaking itself. Kragh Jacobsen, once a professional musician, compares it to the unplugged movement in rock music in the beginning of the 90s, a way to return to one's roots and show what you can really do without studio tricks or effects. The end result, as amply demonstrated by Mifune, is a kind of spontaneity, a freewheeling quality which in this case unfolds through the story of Christian, played by Anders Bertelsen, who learns self-acceptance after spending time with his brother. Along the way, he also finds love with prostitute-turned-housekeeper Liva, played by Ibn Hijela, who would go on to play the love interest in High Fidelity opposite John Cusack. Like the best Dogma movies, Mifune features a compelling combination of humor and pathos. Rude, played by Jesper Aschholt with an admirable lack of sentimentality, may be a holy fool in some ways, but he's also sometimes a pain in the ass, repeating back obscenities to the local vicar and refusing to wash. In the words of the New York Times critic A.O. Scott, the family's past is like a Danish translation of a Tennessee Williams play, all melodramatic traumas barely buried by time. The surrounding countryside may look beautiful, but the grand tree on the estate is where a tragic suicide took place years before. A comparative hit internationally, Mifune went on to win a number of awards, such as the Silver Bear at the Berlin Film Festival, and was nominated for a slew of others. Even skeptics of the Dogma movement were won over by it. With its handsome leads and bittersweet love conquers all theme, it's a very endearing film, which may just win you over too.
And the film is next on BBC Knowledge.